Can you sit up a bit?
Oh.
Yeah, if that's okay. Sorry, just. I can't do it too much. You might have to come in a bit further. Yeah. Okay. Right. Good. Right. 3, 2.
I've been called a fucking queer.
Fag.
Faggot.
Puff.
Queer.
Dyke.
Non-existent.
Tranny.
Butch.
Lesbo, all that kind of thing.
I've been dealing with depression for about 5 years, and I'd say a fair portion of that was linked with dysphoria and fear of just like not being accepted as my gender.
I think in school they don't teach you that it's okay to be whoever you are, you know. It's kind of, oh well, this is normal, therefore you should be this.
I got taught that penis goes in vagina and that's it.
So I thought that I was the only one like me when I was growing up or in school, because I didn't get taught anything else.
I honestly didn't learn anything about gay, bi, trans people in school at all. I remember actually wanting to tell my teachers, like when we were learning about sex ed, I wanted to tell them to be more inclusive because they just weren't. And at that point I knew more because of my online learning than I had from school.
And if people were more educated, it would make the LGBT plus kids feel more comfortable and educate the non-LGBT kids, and I think that could have quite an effect on bullying, and especially if you took it to like a younger age as well, it would just normalise it a lot more. So with social media, I think I've experienced like both the really negative and the really positive side. So when I was a lot younger, we'll say around 13, 14, year 9 kind of area, I had like a lot of bullying on it, and then eventually I just like shut down all my social media accounts except for like a Tumblr account that no one I knew had access to.
I've been quite active on Tumblr for a very long time. That was sort of where I met like the first non-binary people that I met, and I sort of became a part of like the LGBT community on there.
Through social media, I sort of found other people like me and found resources on help and tips and all that kind of stuff, like just learning about my sexuality and gender through it and finding other people like me.
It's a bit of a double-edged sword. Yeah, like on one hand, I'm getting work out to people and I'm expressing, and that's really, really positive. And also I'm reaching people who might not have a voice or might not feel their voice is strong enough, and they see my stuff and they relate to it. So that's really lovely. And I do get a lot of reader feedback that is, you know, quite positive, and people saying, you know, I've had this feeling forever, but I haven't been able to put it into words. And, you know, I've had that kind of feedback as well, and that's really lovely and rewarding. It just, there's always that chance, you know, of catching the bad. And the thing is, we tend to remember the bad more than the good.
It's really tough because, you know, you can get these kind of people who are really obsessed with kind of image and how you look and your kind of your body type and all those sort of things, which I've never really felt comfortable or confident in.
The effects it has on others can be devastating. You know, I've had people, other writers and things, say they can't get out of bed.
Finding professional support, I've been looking to do that since I was like really young, and it's always been an issue with just a lot of like professionals not understanding what I have going on.
I feel especially within the LGBT plus community there should be more of a support really, because it's quite hard anyway to accept who you are sometimes if people around you tell you it's wrong.
The fact that these services aren't easily signposts pushes people to kind of to drink and to do drugs, because stupidly enough alcohol and drugs are more accessible than support groups for LGBTQ plus people.
The heightened rate of substance abuse is not surprising in the slightest, and I would actually think it would be much higher in transgender groups. I know for a fact that I believe the numbers, and I'm not certain of them, but I believe the numbers is some 80% of transgender people have suicidal ideation, and of those, 70% have attempted. So the idea that you know, LGBT people turn to substances to for whatever reason doesn't surprise me at all, and I would actually be very surprised if the rates in transgender groups weren't much, much higher.